Hello students, how are you all? Stay safe. Already we saw about tissues in online class. Yes, now we can see about tissues. Under this topic, part 1 consists of the following subtopics. Tissues, plant tissues. Then plant tissues, there are types of plant tissues. First one, meristematic. It has its own types. Then permanent tissues and its types. We are going to see about all these in detail. See this diagram even. You can see the yellow color, that is a cuticle, the substance which is found on the surface of the leaf. It gives protection to the plant part. The next one, epidermis, that is the outermost layer. Then the green color long cells are called mesophyll, palisade mesophyll cells. Tissues, because group, it has chlorophyll for synthesis of food. The next one, spongy mesophyll, it gives light weight to the leaf, okay, softness. The next one, lower epidermis, there we can see small opening, tiny pore, that is called stomata. It helps in exchange of gas and transpiration. Already you studied in lower class also about it. Then here you can see xylem and phloem, together called vascular bundle. It helps in conduct of water and food. Tissues. What is tissue? Tissue is a group of cells together to perform similar function. Okay, we can see here what is given. Tissues are the group of similar type of cells combined together and work for a specific function. Plant tissues are totally different from animal tissues. In human being, the cells of muscular tissue, for example, the tissue which is found in our forearm, upper arm, finger, toes, leg, useful for what? Contraction and relaxation. So it helps in movement. In plants, the cells of the vascular tissue conduct water and food. Just now in the diagram we saw xylem and phloem, from one part of the plant to the other part of the plant. Yes, differences between plants and animals tissue. See, plants are stationary. What is the meaning? They are not moving from place to place. But animals used to move. For what purpose? In search of food and also to get shelter and also for mating purpose. Okay, then plants do not show any movement, we can say, but in the same place they are showing different movements also. The leaves are moving, the sunflower even move towards the sunlight, the root move towards the soil, but they are not moving from place to place. Okay, usually the plants grow up, that is they have to be upright. Okay, then they have a large quantity of supportive tissue. Mostly it has dead cells. Okay, growth in plants is limited to certain regions, but tissues divide throughout their life found in certain regions where they are dividing. See, for example, the tip of the stem, the tip of the root, the cells are actively dividing. So those regions, the cells are uncontrollable, divide and grow. But in animals, cell growth in animals is more uniform. Then the growth is also limited after certain age. Okay. Then mostly in animal cells, all are living. They have living tissues. They consume more energy also because they are moving. So it requires more energy for complete their work. For example, when you were in 5th standard, how was your mother? Think. Then now how is she? More or less same only. The growth takes place in the width only. Actually, we should not say that is a growth. Okay, is it clear? Yes. Plant tissues are of mainly two types, meristematic tissues and permanent tissues. Under meristematic tissues, there are three types, that is apical meristematic tissue, intercalary meristematic tissue and lateral meristematic tissues. Then permanent tissues consist of two types, simple permanent tissues and complex permanent tissues. Under simple permanent tissue, there are three types, parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma tissues. Under complex permanent tissues, there are two types, xylem and phloem. Yes, we can see it in the form of a flow chart. See in this plant tissues, first it is divided into two categories broadly, meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. Yes, you can see here the meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. Then under meristematic tissue there are three types, apical meristem, lateral meristem and intercalary meristem. Then under permanent tissue there are two types, simple permanent tissue and complex permanent tissue. Under simple permanent tissue, how many types? Three, parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. Under complex permanent tissue there are two types, xylem and phloem. Yes. Now we can see about meristematic tissues. Meristematic tissues are actively dividing cells found in that area. Continuous division. Okay, they are found especially in the growing regions of the shoot tip and root tip, we can say. They divide continuously and help in growth of the plant. Cells of these tissues are having dense cytoplasm and prominent nucleus and no vacuole. Then they used to have thin cell wall. Even in the diagram also you can see the stem tip and root tip is shown here. Yes, under meristematic tissue we saw three types. First one, apical meristem. Yes, see here, apical, from the term itself you can understand, that is apex means tip. So this is a stem tip. Like that way in the root tip also it is present. They help in growth of stems and roots because actively divide and elongate. So helps in growth. Okay, second one, lateral meristem. You can see here, this is present in the sides of the stems and roots. Okay, lateral meristem, mostly it helps to increase the girth of the stem and root, or we can say width of the stem and root increases. Then third one, intercalary meristem, it is found in the base of the leaves and internodes. I think you know what is node and what is internode. Node means the place where the leaf arises or the branch arises. In between the two nodes is called internode. So that area, this intercalary meristem is found. It helps in increasing the length of leaf and also length of the internode. Then permanent tissues. Permanent tissues are formed from meristematic tissues only, actively dividing. After certain period, the meristematic tissue lost its capacity. Then we can call it as permanent tissue because they do not divide and have permanent shape and size. These tissue lose their ability to divide. Okay, here two types we saw already, simple permanent tissue and complex permanent tissues. Yes, under simple permanent tissues we saw already three types, parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. First we can see about parenchyma. This diagram also shows how the cells are arranged. It is widely distributed in plant body. All parts of the plant possess this parenchyma. Okay, stem, root, leaf, branch, etc. Mostly the cells are thin walled. Mostly they are oval or polygonal or round or elongated in shape. It is made up of cellulose and also living. Then it has large vacuole and also dense cytoplasm. Then intercellular space is also present. Its main function stores the food in the form of starch, protein, oil, fat, etc. It helps in assimilation of food. It gives rigidity to the plant and also stores waste product like tannin, gum, resin, etc. If it has chlorophyll, we can call it as chlorenchyma. It helps in photosynthesis, so manufacturing of starch. If parenchyma has air or more space, if it filled with air, then we can call it as arenchyma. It helps to give buoyancy to the plant. Collenchyma. It is a living tissue located below epidermis in leaf stalks. It consists of thin-walled cells but thickened at the corners. Only the corners are thickened due to the deposition of pectin and cellulose. Very little intercellular space, sometimes no intercellular space is found. Cells may be circular or oval or polygonal or elongated. It gives mainly mechanical support. Sclerenchyma. It is a dead tissue with heavy deposition of lignin. The cells are long and narrow, no intercellular space. Mostly found in stems around vascular bundles and also in leaves near the center line, that is in the veins of leaves, and also in the hard covering of seeds and nuts. It provides strength to the plant part. Yes, you can see the differences between parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. Parenchyma, mostly if it has chlorophyll, we can call it as chlorenchyma. So it helps for photosynthesis. Okay, arenchyma means air space. Okay, so it helps to float or buoyancy. Unspecialized cells with thin primary wall, mostly for photosynthesis, secretion and storage of food material. Already we saw. Collenchyma. Only corners they are thickened. Okay, so they are rigid. Elongated cells with uneven primary walls, living at maturity, support in leaves and stems. Then sclerenchyma, mostly for support, elongated with very thick secondary walls, dead at maturity. Yes, the same parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma, we can see CS and LS, that is cross-sectional view and longitudinal sectional view. Here you can see how the cells are arranged. Parenchyma, thin wall, cell wall, then nucleus is there, central vacuole is found. Then in the collenchyma, the corners are thickened. Then sclerenchyma, the wall is very thick due to the deposition of lignin. So it gives support. You can see all the differences. Complex tissues. Yes, it includes xylem and phloem, or we can say vascular bundle. Okay, it helps in conduction of food and water. Because plants do not move from place to place, most of the cells and tissues in plants provide mechanical support and strength. Because of that, most of the tissues consist of dead cells. Epidermis. In the first slide itself we saw epidermis is the outermost layer. Single layer, mostly it gives protection, relatively flat in nature. Outer side walls are thicker, so inner side walls are thin, that is the meaning. In leaf, in the epidermis we can see tiny pores, that is called stomata. It helps in transpiration and exchange of gases. Epidermis are found in root also, it helps in absorption. In desert plants, epidermis has a thick waxy coating of cutin on its outer surface. Already we saw that also. As plants grow older, the outer protective tissue undergoes certain changes. A strip of secondary cells located in the cortex forms layer of cells which constitute the cork because it becomes a dead cell. Okay, and compactly arranged with a substance called suberin, which is impervious to gases and water. So it will not allow the water and gases to enter inside when it becomes hard. Complex tissues. Xylem and phloem, we can see the differences between these two. Xylem consists of 4 elements: tracheids, vessels, xylem parenchyma and fibers. Tracheids and vessels have thick wall with dead cells. When it becomes mature, it possesses tubular structures and also allow water and minerals to pass vertically. Then xylem parenchyma stores food. Xylem fibers are supportive in function. Phloem, there are 5 types of elements: seed cells, seed tubes, companion cells, fibers, xylem parenchyma. Seed tubes are tubular. Okay, from the term itself you can understand tubular cells with perforated walls. Holes are found because for the passage of food. Phloem transport food from leaf to other parts because in the leaf photosynthesis takes place. So food is produced from leaf, it is taken to other parts with the help of phloem tissues. Except phloem fibers, other phloem cells are living cells. So phloem fibers alone dead. Okay, thank you. We can see the next part in next video.